Welcome back to another episode of Social Replays. This is just breaking news. Tucker Carlson has officially announced he's starting a show on Twitter.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. You often hear people say the news is full of lies.
Guys, I have to say, I don't agree with everything he says, but at this time in history, he is the only one speaking against the narrative. Like, we all feel the totalitarian government trying to control us in every facet of our lives. They don't want to leave anything to chance. They want to control the food we eat. They want to control how far you can go, how far you can travel. They want to control with who you interact. It's crazy. Anyway, he has a new show announced on Twitter.
But most of the time, that's not exactly right. Much of what you see on television or read the New York Times is in fact true in the literal sense. It could pass one of the media's own fact checks. Lawyers would be willing to sign off on it. In fact, they may have. But that doesn't make it true. It's not true. At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie of the stealthiest and most insidious kind.
Tucker Carlson is on the money. We are being lied to. The lies are not stealthy.
It's a lie! It's a lie!
Because they are in the open. It's just that people are being called names.
How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay.
Defamed, just so that others are afraid to take on that opinion. That's the only way I can explain it.
Facts have been withheld on purpose, along with proportion and perspective. You are being manipulated. How does that work? Let's see. If I tell you that a man has been unjustly arrested for armed robbery, that is not, strictly speaking, a lie. He may have been framed. At this point, there's been no trial, so no one can really say. But if I don't mention the fact that the same man has been arrested for the same crime 6 times before, am I really informing you? No, I'm not. I'm misleading you. And that's what the news media are doing in every story that matters, every day of the week, every week of the year. What's it like to work in a system like that? After more than 30 years in the middle of it, we could tell you stories. The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it. That's not a guess. It's guaranteed.
They're making it so crazy. They're making it so hostile to have a different opinion that everybody else is just bugging out. They're not even paying attention, so the information they get is streamlined. And those who have the info bug out.
Every person who works in English language media understands that. The rule of what you can't say defines everything. It's filthy, really, and it's utterly corrupting. You can't have a free society if people aren't allowed to say what they think is true. Speech is the fundamental prerequisite for democracy. That's why it's enshrined in the first of our constitutional amendments. Amazingly, as of tonight, there aren't many platforms left that allow free speech. The last big one remaining in the world, the only one, is Twitter, where we are now. Twitter has long served as the place where our national conversation incubates and develops. Twitter is not a partisan site. Everybody's allowed here, and we think that's a good thing. And yet, for the most part, the news that you see analyzed on Twitter comes from media organizations that are themselves thinly disguised propaganda outlets. You see it on cable news, you talk about it on Twitter. The result may feel like a debate, but actually the gatekeepers are still in charge. We think that's a bad system. We know exactly how it works, and we're sick of it. Starting soon, we'll be bringing a new version of the show we've been doing for the last 6.5 years to Twitter. We'll be bringing some other things too, which we'll tell you about. But for now, we're just grateful to be here. Free speech is the main right that you have. Without it, you have no other.
Mance Tucker, he announced that, there are no true people in media anymore. Like, it's all just bots, paid shills, people with no independent thought. It's actually pretty... They are reaching their goal of demoralizing us because it's so deteriorating to hear only lies and lies from every side, and it appears like all these lies are being believed because people are too goody two-shoes type thing not to say the truth. What? Guys, I am just praying for Tucker Carlson. I'm praying for this guy because I'm just hoping he doesn't end up committing suicide with 2 shots to the back of his head, you know? This shit can happen to anybody. Mental health is not a joke. Anyway, I'm just here sitting, thinking to myself, the truth will prevail. I see these people. I'm going to start uploading my shit on Twitter. If you want, follow me there. I'ma upload my link down below because I'm starting to branch off to different platforms now. I think I'm going to be using Twitter more and more often and leaving Meta affiliated companies slower and slower because it's all commercials. But I can't even scroll through Instagram through an Instagram page, someone's private page, without seeing a commercial. Nah, I say the truth. I stick to my guns. They always help me. So yeah, what you thought about it? Like, subscribe. On to the next one.